Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming series. My name is Bahamut, and I think Windows has changed my audio settings. So let me fix that really quickly, because I'm just looking over. I'm like, that's really low. So give me 1 second, everybody. Sorry about this. Welcome into the Nexus Gaming series. We are going to be having two best of threes this evening. We are going to be having, audio warning for headphone users. It is going to get loud. I'm going to slowly increase this volume as I am talking because it needs to go up by like 30 points. It changed it from 85 to 50 something. So either way, thank you for all coming by. All right, we got that fixed. Let's go ahead and dive into game number 1 on Alterac Pass between the members of gillyShark and Team Happy Cloud. And I'm sure you're sitting at home wondering how we might have gotten to Alterac Pass. The home team this evening will be gillySharks. They actually won a coin flip. Somehow, some way, the gillySharks have won a coin flip, and they're going to choose first pick priority for game number 1. They banned out Towers of Doom and Battlefield of Eternity. Sky Temple and Cursed Hollow were banned up with the members of Team Happy Cloud, and since they do not have first pick priority, they're going to be choosing to take us to Alterac Pass for game number 1. Let's get back into our draft and find out what we have thus far for bans. Jaina and Samuro coming through. Team Happy Cloud doing a little bit of research, saying, you know what, we don't want to deal with that Samuro whatsoever. Oh no, yeah, Windows. Hi Tetcher, how's it going? I have a few minutes before I too sit here and watch your cast. Ektar, thanks for coming by. Chessleader, thanks for coming by. Zergy, how are you doing? Zell, how are you doing? All the cool kids in chat. Zell is in here, Mr. Lard, Cat Peach, O'Day. All of you. Ryokai, what's up, bud? All right, so let's go ahead and get into this draft a little bit here. So Abathur and Samur were banned out on the right-hand side for the members of Team Happy Cloud. gillySharks are getting rid of the Jaina and the Rhaegar. Azul will be the first pick on the side of the gillySharks. Honestly, main tank Zul can be really, really powerful. The push pressure he can bring to the table is a little devastating, and his overall sustain in team fights can actually catch you off guard a little bit, especially with the Cursed Strikes build. Once you get to that level 7, you do have some healing off of that really helps out a ton. But Joanna and Tassadar will be grabbed on the right-hand side for Team Happy Cloud. I actually really like the Tassadar here. I think he's massively undervalued, and the patch agrees with me because they didn't even nerf him one bit, and I honestly think Tassadar's busted. But we'll see what happens as the games progress and the weeks go on. But in a lot of the games that I'm seeing Tassadar in, like, he is difficult to go up against. Not that it's just like insta pick, you know, oh, we got this, we're gonna win the video game. We do have a Stukov and Li Ming to be grabbed by the members of gillyShark. I like that. Stukov has a lot of good zone potential. You also have the Pustule that you can spread around. You have a slow as well, so that way Zul can chase in further, get a root as well. With the Bone Prison, Li Ming can throw out damage and look for a combo. They're going to get rid of the Varian, which actually pairs into their composition pretty well. Taunt is a really good way to lock someone down. You can have Lurking Arm from Stukov, and then same thing as we said beforehand. Bone Prison, combo from Li Ming, single target blow up is really, really high at that point. Ana will be gotten rid of as Tassadar plus Ana. Not too fun to deal with, as well as Bloodlusted Tassadar is not a fun time either. Tassadar with the Archon form and Bloodlust has been devastating in a lot of the games that I've seen that happen in, but we have a Joanna Tassadar thus far. They could look to play into the global realm, like something like a Dahaka isn't too bad of a pick here, would set them up for a lot of good opportunities to be able to kind of tongue drag, pull them back, maybe Bless Shield sets that up, or Bless Shield follows up. You have a force wall to kind of lock them in, but they're going to go for the Rainer and the Deckard Cain first. They don't know what they're going up against specifically in the solo lane, and they do have last pick on the side of Team Happy Clouds. They're going to wait and make sure that they see what the entire draft is before they consider what their solo lane will be. But the Rainer, Deckard Cain, not bad whatsoever. Deckard has some slows that allows Tassadar to then chase in with extra damage. The Shock Ray just scaled up is so very powerful, but Joanna also can then chase in, use Bless Shield. Rainer has sustained damage, so that all pairs very, very well together. As Uther is going to be grabbed, so it's going to be off lane Zul, main tank Uther, I'm thinking. Or we have like a 1-3-1, I think we have like a 1-3-1 sort of deal where Zul's like in top. Or no, maybe Thrall's in top and like Uther's in bottom, and like Stukov, Li Ming are mid, and then Zul can split off and grab the drag or the mid lane camp. That's what I'm trying to figure out, is like how their arrangement's going to be based on this composition. I actually really like what they've picked up on both sides here. The Deathwing is really, really cool because it does give them this semi-global. There's a delay when you obviously, like, there's a cooldown on the ability to fly, but there's also a delay. I believe it's 8 seconds, as we were discussing it last night on CCL with Paradox and myself. It's 8 seconds for that Deathwing. Once they take flight, they can't land for 8 seconds, so there's that slight delay. So if you need them in that clutch moment, 8 seconds is a very long time in here as the storm, as Bandit has got up, because it is very, very hot in the house, and for some reason I've decided to wear a flannel shirt. You guessed right. I wonder if Zul Uther again? Cat Peach on point. Cat Peach, so much on point. Lingaria redeemed the bandit treat. All right, we're loading into this game. Please remind me after this game that I will get the treat for him, just because we're going to get into this and I don't want to miss a second of this amazing first game of our first of 2 best of 3s. We do have a second one after this one. It's going to be at 7:45 PST, so it's about an hour and 40-ish minutes from now, and that's going to be Division B West Avalanche versus ABBA Murky Cult. We're hoping to see some Abathur Murky action, but as promised, so Tetra and Lingaria, I have got you after this game when we are waiting for teams to get ready and get into the next lobby, but until then, let's go ahead and get on into game number 1. On the left-hand side, we got the members of gillyShark. We've got Zergy Monster on the Thrall. Jinxie Cat's going to be on the Uther. Kaimo Tripson will be on that Stukov. Stark will be on the Zool. And Chess Looter on the Li Ming. On the right-hand side, we have got the members of Team Happy Cloud. We will be seeing Sweet Buns on the Deathwing. Delta's going to be on the Deckard Cain. OJ Juice on the Rainer. We've got Galaxy Quest on the Tassadar, and Brett Michaels will be on that Joanna. Let's get into mid lane and check out our level 1s as... What do we have here? Anything really out of the ordinary? Field study for the Deckard Cain. Me personally, I really like the Scroll of Identify at level 1 just for the armor reduction. You Scroll of Sealing, you throw out your Haraja Cube. If you're post 4, you have an Emerald on it as well. So it's just, I don't know, that's what I've been playing and I've really enjoyed it. Sapphire, there's arguments for all of the level 1s, but I find that I just get so much more value as they step in for two seconds too long, and that's going to be Joanna going down first blood over to the gillySharks as we have a Deathwing in top lane, clearing things out, making sure they're not going to miss out on too much experiences. They did get that early game kill, but as always, we can show early game kills don't yield a ton of experience. The minion experience has already tripled that on the side of Team Happy Cloud, so you can just kind of see that it is one of those things where, like, yeah, you do get that early game kill, you establish a little dominance, you also take someone out of the rotation, so everything's a little wonky for a few seconds, but still the experience gain isn't that large. But hey, it always feels good to get an early game kill, and mentally just kind of throws your enemy team off. The healers. This is not a duo that I would ever expect to see grabbing a camp, so it's going to be Zool grabbing that to help them out. Meanwhile, back into top lane, Zergy Monster will be going into Sweet Buns. Now, we were talking about this once again. This is going to be a lot of my talking points as Paradox and I were just having a lot of conversations last night during CCL. Thrall into Deathwing in one of the games last night took Rolling Thunder for the percent base damage and healing, and they were going into a Deathwing, and I was like, that's really interesting as well. But now we actually have a really nice match. I mean, it's not one-to-one sort of deal, different players, different leagues, all that kind of stuff, but we are going to be having Echo the Elements. I'm curious to see how this actually works out into Sweet Buns, and right now it doesn't seem like Zergy's really losing out too much. We have Stark coming up here. They're going to pop the Backlash. They did go into, as I said, Backlash, actually, excuse me, they popped the Bone Armor, and they got that Backlash, which is that 12% of the maximum health. That's a big chunk, especially into a Deathwing who's, what is Deathwing sitting at right now health-wise? Like, it's 3k right around the start, so 3.2, 12% of 3.2, okay, not too bad. Joe, what's up? Thanks for coming by. Oh, GG's on Sad Cloud, GG, go next. How come Bandit Sentinel isn't Bandit Gaming 69 or Bandit 420? Because when I made the account, I am a potato, and I didn't even realize I put the 12 at the end of it. I thought I was legit gonna get Bandit Gaming, but I didn't, and I didn't realize it, and it was too far gone at that point. I could probably request it to be changed. But Bandit's a serious gamer. He doesn't like to put any of those memes. He's a serious caster. He's gonna go pro one day. He's gonna leave me behind. Zergy Monster and Sweet Buns are going to go ahead and 1v1 still in the top lane. I don't know if they're going to be joining in any of the shenanigans during the initial part of this this objective. I mean, I know the objective's right here, but I feel like they're going to sit in this top lane to try and get level 7 while the enemy team, while the teams brawl out, but actually that might not be the case whatsoever. Rainer going to be rotating up. Okay, now I was waiting to see, like, so they do see OJ Juice, and Zergy's going to kind of back off towards the front gate. Towers were changed in the most recent patch that we actually had yesterday. Tower damage was reduced by 10%, and the armor reduction that towers, keeps, and forts can reduce you to is now 20 instead of 40. So the front towers, they still reduce your armor by 5 up to 20, but the forts and the keeps now reduce your armor by 10 only to a maximum of 20, which I feel like is a very, very nice change. We'll see how that quality of life improves the game, but it kind of changes up how the siege pressure was coming in for a lot of these teams, as actually see Stark gonna rotate up here, but they have no CC for the Deathwing. They're just gonna get a combo from Li Ming, throw a little bit of damage onto them. They spread that push around, getting ready for the objective phase, as it is gonna be 7 talent here up on both sides. Camp in mid lane was cleared out. We're actually gonna jump onto the vision for the gillySharks really quickly. Red Michael's gonna get hit with the Bone Prison. Jinxie Cat gonna tank a little tower armor reduction. Deathwing lands on top of a couple people, will be using that armor, or excuse me, spell power reduction, as they did land on top of a few of them. Zul gets a route onto Galaxy Quest, who gets a nice Shockray out, but isn't able to stack that up any further. Jinxie Cat a little bit low here, did finish out the Hammer the Lightbringer from level 1, but Raynor gets a penetrating round and will find that kill. Gonna have it up 1-1 when it comes to our kills, but as noted beforehand, late game kills definitely lead a little bit more in experience, roughly 300 if we're caster mathing that. But, you know, I was looking at some of the other numbers. Let's actually go ahead and cycle through everything. We haven't looked at the damage, experience, and healing for just about, well, specifically the damage and the healing, but we can look at that experience as well, as it will kind of go up as we have more fights progressing throughout this first objective phase. Zul is going to split Soak into bottom lane, making sure they're keeping their advantage, and I think they're kind of just, they're either going to poke at this or they're just going to give it over. I think the delay will be the best thing. It's kind of like when you have an Abathur in your team, you're 4v5ing consistently, but if you can delay out and let that Abathur get value in an opposing lane, that's where you really start to stand, as you can actually see Deathwing landing. I thought they were going to go for the counter channel. Roger Cube comes out with the Emerald as well. Jinxie Cat very low, will go down. The objective will go over in favor of Team Happy Cloud. Kaimo Tripson trying to back out of here, but Chest Looter will be the target. Gonna get the blink. Kaimo Tripson by themselves. Nothing they can do right there as they throw out a combo, and they're gonna stagger out of death just as the objective will be coming into lane. But death timers are not that long, so they should be able to get back up and defend against this. They might lose the front gate in some of the other lanes, and mid lane might be a tower as well. They've got a good wave already coming in, and they've got another one right behind that with the objective coming in as well. Chest Looter will do their best to poke at this wave, but the objectives here, which will tank shots from the tower for them, and they've also got a wave not too far behind that. Delta looking to kind of angle for maybe some CC with the Scroll of Sealing. And just more of a zone potential if anything else. Zul and Deathwing are kind of going back and forth in bottom lane. Thrall, it looks like, is getting free clear into top, but this is going to be definitely mid lane fort going down. And the running joke about this with some people is that, you know, mid lane is like the boss lane, because you have these null camps that reduce structure armor, as well as here it just reduces armor of everything it touches, and that's really, really strong. And so some people have referred to this as the boss lane, as OJ Juice is going to drop a Hyperion to try and push in a little bit further, also zoning back the gillySharks a little bit here, as also Galaxy Quest does get a Shockray in there, sitting at 40 stacks out of the 250 possible on that one. Stark looks like they're going to save the majority of bottom lane, might lose the tower. Deathwing going to use the Fire Breath. Yeah, they're just going to cook that tower. Stark does have to back off to get mana and health, as Zergy Monster continues to sustain in top lane. When it comes to 10s, I actually didn't skim through everything, but it's Archon. Nothing really out of the ordinary. Divine Shield for the Uther, so I wouldn't even say like that's like out of the ordinary. It's just Divine Storm, Divine Shield are definitely not contested, but picked in a decent rate against each other. I thought Ramadi was making an Austin Powers reference for a second. I thought he was doing "Who do you work for?" Back in my day, the team with the most Overwatch characters will win, but there are none in this game, so I don't know who will win this one. Wait, remind me, please. Did THC stomp in the last game? I feel like I casted them, but the unfortunate thing is that it's in my other notebook, which I actually just finished my first notebook of just casted games and esports stuff. So it's like filed away in a different room, so I can't go reference it. But it does have I should actually keep that on my desk, because it does have, you know, matches from the current season of NGS. It might be good to reference. Zergy Monster very far up in this top lane. I don't know if they're going to be able to get out. They're going to pop the Wind Fairy. There's a Blessed Shield. This is a lot of tools being used onto Zergy, and they're going to go down right there. They find the single target pick into top lane. Next objective phase will be coming up. We have camp on the left-hand side going to be up in 30 or so seconds, I think it was. On the right-hand side, the same. I'm just watching this vision for the right-hand side for Team Happy Cloud just to see what they're seeing. Zul and Uther, they all show, they know that they're coming in for this. That was what I wanted to show right there, is does gillyShark avoid being seen in the lane? Not the case. Poison Nova comes out from the Zul. Good healing from Delta coming out from the far side of this gate. The towers are going to be zoning them back. They do tag the boss on the side of gillyShark, but they're going to lose the Stukov right there. Jinxie Cat a little far off will be going down as well, and that's going to be a double kill once again in favor for Team Happy Cloud. They regain control of the boss, and there'll be top lane pressure in their favor. This is going to give them so much map control, because right now they could either go for camp in mid, They could be going for objective in mid-bottom-ish, or they could go in double boss and then double back and go for objective. There's a lot of good options for them on the side of Team Happy Cloud. Stark trying to evade the Earth Shatter right there as they manage to step out of that, not getting touched on the toe from that one, but 13 talent here in favor for Team Happy Cloud. We'll see what gillySharks are able to do here, but Team Happy Cloud, as I said, a lot of momentum in their favor. We're actually I want to jump onto their vision really quickly. I know we haven't shown talents in a little bit, so we'll peek at those in a bit. I just want to show, you know, they can count that Thrall and the Li Ming is in top. They know that Jinxie, Stark, and one other were in mid, as I Am Potato. Kaimo Tripson, I believe, is there, yeah. Bret Michaels is going to get hit with the Bone Prison, but they just popped the Iron Skin. They're going to be absolutely fine. The channel was stopped for a second, was it? Yeah, I think the jailers might have got that for a second or two, but Blessed Shield actually comes out. Ooh, that's going to be Bone Prison, or excuse me, Bone Armor pop. There's an Earthquake from Thrall. Stay a while and listen from Delta was really on point. Lurking Arm from Stukov zones some of them back. Chest Looter trying to step into Bret Michaels with this Li Ming, but doesn't find the kill. There's going to be a Poison Nova from Zool. Might have been a more zoning tool if anything else. And they stopped that, at least the jailer stopped that with 19 seconds left on the side of Team Happy Cloud. What up, pal? What's going on? Sorry that I'm missing so much in chat. I'm a little slow on reading chat and casting tonight. I meant the last game casted by Baja. I remember cracking some good ones in chat while they played, but I can't remember the score. I mean, it was probably last week, so it's probably not too far in my like VOD history if you wanna look for it. THC did beat whoever they played in their most recent game, but I'm unsure if it was me. A zoning tool. I'm sorry. Okay, Ryokai, that was good. That was really good. That was really good. I like that. Unless you didn't mean to hit the T, but I'm assuming you meant like tools and like Zool. I get it. I think I get it. Anyways, Frostwolf goes out. They are going to try and get the channel. The jailers will stop that right now. Divine Shield was used on the Jinxie Cat, or she used it on herself, as that's the Cataclysm coming in from Deathwing. Going to try and find some damage onto Jinxie. Bone Prison goes onto the Deathwing, but I feel like it was more of just a mental zoning thing. Like you throw it on there and they hear that noise, they're like, I gotta get away. So really good force wall actually from Galaxy Quest, who is going to pop that Archon form. Stark does not have much mana. They throw another Bone Prison that will connect this time onto Bret Michaels. They do have the channel in favor of Team Happy Cloud. As we actually going to pull away the talents, because I'm looking at Deathwing just currently 1v1ing Chest Looter in the bottom of our screen, but Kaimo Tripson's trying to get away from this, and this is just such a split fight, but Stukov does go down the top of our screen, back down to the bottom. Zergy Monster and Chest Looter are going to try and get the counter channel onto this. 1.8 seconds. They do stop it. Earthquake from Thrall comes out. That's going to be Sweet Buns going down. That's a reset for Chest Looter, as Delta's just trying to get back towards their friendly team to heal up. Galaxy Quest has like no mana here, but Zergy and Chest Looter don't have much themselves. The Earthquake does end, which means there's no Frostwolf stacks or proccing for that Thrall, and they do get the channel at the last second. That 1.8 was left, and Stark gets these scythes out. Oh, a pixel away from Delta as they step out of that one, but they move back into mid lane, as we said, the boss lane, and they're going to go ahead and try and take a keep right here. They should be easily able to do that. Top lane fort should go down, bottom lane, same sort of deal. The question that I have for Team Happy Cloud is, do they go for the keep and back off into a different lane, or are they going to try and push face into core? On this map, I rarely, if ever, see teams take one keep and try and end the game just because of the core shielding. Right now, you can see those two little ticks. That means that it has 40 physical and 40 spell armor. For each keep, it gets 20, so obviously it'll have 60 at 3 keeps, but you can't even end the game if 3 keeps are up. It's not like, this isn't the old days where you could just end the game with Abathur, Zagara on core and Nidus Network and blah, 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 blah. No. You gotta actually take out at least one keep to be able to end these games. God, do you remember those, oh my God, those games. Those games when that cheese would come out, oh. It was forced. I mean, I read it and I understood it, but it, like, I wanted to, like, it's me just on the casting side. I'm just like, well, I don't know, like, did they mean it? Was it a typo? And then I looked at my keyboard. I was like, T and X are so far away. No way. All right. Mid lane keep went down. Top lane's going to be going down as well. Hyperion just now ending. No 20 talent tier. It's even talent tiers for both of these teams, but the gillySharks need to clear things up first before I think they take a fight. They are going to disagree with me as they just give the top... Actually, no, bottom's cleared out. All that's left is the top lane. Stay a while and listen comes out. Stark very low. Gets hit with the Divine Storm. That's going to be a Cataclysm from the Deathwing onto the far side of this fight, getting them towards the friendly side of this. Zergy trying to do as much as they can, staying within the Earthquake. And that was actually kind of blocked by the Deathwings. That might have helped him out. That's going to be a Poison Nova from Stark, unfortunately not connecting. The core is actually falling to the objective, but the thing to note here is that the core on this map does regain health. Chest Looter, I was looking to try and make a play over that wall, but they actually end up just still getting away, and they don't lose out much more than just the Stark, and they do, as I said, get their core health Regenerating right now. What I'm wondering is if they try and are they gonna make a boss invade or are they gonna make a boss play? I want to get into the vision for OJ Juice. They saw that they're leaving towards top. They just saw. Yeah, this is just they know it. They know it. There's gonna be a force wall. Brett Michaels actually kind of pushing face into that. Deathwing will land, not connecting on anyone. Jinxie Cat. They see how low it is, and I think they realize, you know what, it's not worth it. Stark isn't even here. So we're just going to back off. We're going to clear wave, and we'll defend against the boss through top lane. Stark actually going to go into bottom and just clear things out a little bit quicker for them, so that way they also just de-push this bottom lane and get themselves a healthy amount of experience. But is Team Happy Cloud trying to end with this? Wait, what about pizza? What about pizza? Oh, Desert Jester. Everyone's eating pizza. I had an egg. That's it. Deathwing Cataclysm coming in. They're going to dive into the backline looking for Chest Looter and Kaimo Trips, and they will be able to get the Horrify out, or excuse me, the Bellowing Roar, but that will be Divine Shield from Jinxie Cat to save them. We do see the Zool going down as they were trying to step into the enemy team. Zergy Monster very low. They do have those procs from the Earthquake, but it won't be enough. Core is starting to fall here. Quite a few members of the gillyShark are down as well. Jinxie Cat doing their best. Chest Looter trying to throw combos out as well. Jinxie Cat does go down. They got some Ghost Heals, but it won't be enough, and that is going to be Core going down to the members of Team Happy Cloud in game number 1. GG. Well played. I never realized Deckard was just reading at the end of the match. Pizza as butts is always relevant. All right, what did I miss? Richard Gear, how's it going, bud? Wayne the Goblin, good to see you. Sorry, I missed so much in chat. I'm very sorry, everybody. It was a good game. Oops. Show you some stats while we get all this ready. By the way, where's my boy Buttspot? I don't know, they were here at the start. I had ham and salad. KPB, that sounds better than an egg. I rode my bike to the gas station early and get a pizza. Oh, Mr. Lard, I envy that. Gas station pizzas, massively underrated, I think. All right, let's show some talents because I know we have some bandit pets and some treats to give. Alrighty, so back to Bandit and I. Let's update the score. And Mr. Bandit, do you want to come say hi to stream? Let's give him one of the Scooby snacks. You want to come say hi to stream? Yeah, come say hi to stream. Who's a good boy? He scared himself today while I was Skyping my parents, and they were just like, oh no! We're gonna give you 2 of these, because these are tiny. Okay. Can I have high five? Good boy! You can have that one. Can I have other high five? You good boy! There's that one. Yes, you good boy. Yes. Oh, that's my bandit. Yes. How are you? Yes. You had such a scary day. It's just such a scary day for him. He stepped on something and scared himself, but there was nothing there. You little worrywart. Yeah. My good boy. He also got the yolk of my egg, so basically I had egg white for dinner. Oh, you are right in your camera. Well, let me fix that. I know everyone loves your face, but let's get a little backed up right there. All right, cool. So, okay. Let's get players in here. How's everyone's night going? Sorry, I didn't really ask. We kind of jumped into the games, and I was kind of game centric for a little bit right there. But how are you all doing? How was everyone's Thursday? You ready for the weekend? Excited? Any fun plans? Gonna avoid going to the casinos that just opened up today or anything? He sits so awkwardly on his bed. He just sits perpendicular to his bed, you know? That makes it. Bandit has 2 treats. I deserve 2 bowls of popcorn. Exactly. All right, let's swap some people around here. Not Galaxy. Swap them to the... Stark needs to be swapped. Rio Kai, I believe, needs to be swapped. Brett Michaels needs to be swapped. Delta OJ. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So let's wait for the members of gillyShark to get in here, and then we'll get going into game number 2. Not too bad. Settled in for some HOTS games. Wonderful, Ghost Bear. I'm glad that I'm your content. Cookie!
Oh my gosh, Bandit, you are doing such a good job. Get it, buddy.
He's actually like, what's up, bud? I honestly think he might have heard his voice from that. I'm not sure. Like, he kind of perked up to that message. Thank you so much, Cookie, for the 100 bits. Didn't feel like making my own crust stuff, so Papa Murphy's for the win. They're doing free... How is Papa Murphy's? Because I think I can get that. Show feet? What's up, Tilted Sister? Maybe. Maybe if you're good. Stick around. Okay. All right, we got just about everyone in here. Let me give Stark hat. See if teams are ready. And I updated that. I need to update the draft screen. And then we'll be set to go for game number 2. How old is he? He just turned 6 last Thursday. Literally a week ago, he turned 6, Berserk. Papa Murphy's is dope. I'll have to try it out. Yeah, I think there's one up by me because I know my neighbors. My neighbors have their second house is across the street from me. So, before the Backstreet Boys reunion tour, they would just come up here and there to like go boating or do whatever. And now they're staying up here permanently because this is it's more spread out and stuff like that. So, but they've come up here and they were like, hey, do you want a slice of Papa Murphy's? I was like, no, I literally just ate pizza. Like I'll go, like they'll come up on a Friday and like I'll have already eaten dinner and they'd like have beers with them and catch up. Like they're like my pseudo Tahoe parents. They take care of me. All right. By the way, have you played PSO2 already? Okay, Lingaria, do you want to hear this? I have reinstalled Phantasy Star Online 2 through the Windows Store 11 times. I took last Friday off of work and I was like, I'm gonna just chill. I'm gonna play PSO with some friends and I can't install it. So I tried to reinstall it. That didn't work. Tried to delete the files. Couldn't do that. I was missing over 100 gigabytes. The game, by the way, is an 11 gigabyte download through the Windows Store, but then you launch the application and then it's a 50 gig download through the actual application itself. Sorry, there's a slight nerve that was hit because the launch of PSO2 has been the most nightmarish thing for me on earth. So yeah, so the Windows Store, like I'll open up Windows Store and it says the game is broken, reinstall. And then I go to click reinstall and then it doesn't reinstall it. So then you have to uninstall it and then reinstall it, but then it doesn't take away the gigabytes that it actually took for the game. Yeah, it's stupid. It's so stupid how the game was released. Like, I'm sorry, like I hate to be like, I always hate like when people dog on like releases and stuff, but here's the issue, everybody. The game's been out in Japan for 8 frickin' years. I wouldn't think that it'd be that hard to take it from Japan and make it available in North America. So why? Like I paid the $60 for like the Sonic bundle because it gives you everything, and I haven't gotten anything from that bundle, period. I have a friend who got the $30 thing and he actually got all of his stuff. So apparently the $60 one's bugged. I don't know. I found a workaround today. There's supposedly a Phantasy Star Online 2 tweaker, and I found that, and it basically bypasses the Windows Store, and it seems to work for me right now. It is a massive mess. Sorry, I went on a rant, and these teams are ready to go. Let's go ahead and get on into game number 2. We'll talk about Phantasy Star in between when we're loading into the next game, but let's get into the draft a little bit here. As we get into game number 2, we are going to be heading over to... I timed that out really well. All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Nexus Gaming Series. We're in Division A East. My name is Bahamut. We've got gillySharks on the right, down 1 in our best of 3 series. But Team Happy Cloud wants to close this out in a 2-0 fashion here on Infernal Shrines. And if you're sitting at home eating some popcorn, eating some pizza, or maybe you're just leveling in Phantasy Star Online 2 because you can actually log into the game, but are wondering how we got to Infernal Shrines, I got you covered. The home team this evening is going to be the members of gillyShark. They actually won a coin flip, banning out Towers of Doom and Battlefleet of Eternity and opting for first pick in game number 1. Sky Temple and Cursed Hollow were banned out by the members of Team Happy Cloud. Alterac Pass was the first map chosen by Team Happy Cloud, and they won that. The losing team, gillySharks, can either choose first pick or map pick priority. They opted for first pick for game number 2. So Team Happy Cloud, once again, with the map choice priority, is going to choose to take us to Infernal Shrines. Let's see what we get here for our first few bans. Yeah, exactly, John Mill. Exactly, John Mill. I actually went into that. I had issues with it. We actually had issues. I know I said we're not going to talk about this till after the draft, but we'll wait for bans here a little bit. I actually had an issue because I took what was it, Tuesday off from streaming because my brain hurt, and I was playing with some friends, and we were like, so I have 2 friends. So I have one that lives in Burbank area, and then I have one that lives back in Detroit, where we're the guy from Burbank and myself are all from. We play board games and stuff like that as much as we can to keep in touch and stuff. And we got the guy who has a girlfriend in Burbank to join us because she wants to play as well. Sorry, I was reading draft chat and I was like, wait a minute, did I mess up? Anyways, we got a 4th person, but we legitimately couldn't actually add them to our party. We couldn't add a 4th person to our party. And we tried it like 6 different ways, like different party leaders, different invite methods, like different ways to start the party and missions, and none of it worked. So yeah, it's been fun when I can play the game, but it's nightmarish outside of that. Anyways, let's actually get into this. So Rhaegar, Tassadar banned on the left-hand side, Ana and Samuro on the right. Things like Abathur are up and available, but they're going to go ahead and lock in a main tank, Joanna as Lingaria. Thank you for the self-back pat Twitch clip. Thank you so much for that. I'm actually going to go ahead and just open that up on another tab so I have it for later. That way I can giggle at this. Okay. On the right-hand side, though, for Infernal Shrines, let's see. Going into Joanna, they're actually going to prioritize the Decker Cane. I was going to say they could go healer-wise. They could also go into their Shrine Clear early, too, if they want to. Ooh, no, they're going to opt for push potential with the Punisher, grab themselves a Sylvanas so that way they can have unrelenting pressure throughout the objective phase. So that way there's no towers reducing people's armor, and they can step in with the Punisher and push with it. A lot of teams, or a lot of players as well, I've been hearing and talking to are saying, you know, pushing with the objective feels a little not worthwhile in some instances, so this Sylvanas might be the change in that, but that's going to be a Phoenix coming out. That is a Ryokai special. They're going to grab a Thaw. Okay, this is Earthquake, Salvo, Big Boy Blow Up. I think you ban out Jaina here. Because Jaina would be with the 4-stack. It pairs with the Phoenix. Gives you more burst. Because Thrall's probably going to be solo lane, right? So Thrall will be solo. Jaina would give some big burst. I mean, they do need a healer. Stukov isn't a bad ban by any means. Tyranda's still up and available. I'm trying to think. I'm also trying to think of like heroes that got changed recently in the patch. Like Tyranda's up and available, and she did get changes, so I don't know if she's actually moved within the viability in competitive, or if she's moved within the priority in competitive play. There we go. Words. I actually don't disagree with that. The Deathwing in the last game was pretty oppressive. The spell power reduction as well, it's by 15%, but still, reduction of spell power is still massive, and I actually really like that ban from gillySharks. Stukov ban, Ana ban, Samuro ban, these are I would say mostly targeted towards the gillySharks. They've done their research on the side of Team Happy Cloud here. Main tank-wise, though, going into a Joanna, Huh. Manduin? I can see it. I see Gilly decided to sub Rio. What's up, Linehouse? How you doing, bud? Last 2 picks, though, coming out from them. I don't hate the Jaina. I think it could work, but I don't know. I'm like not 100% sure about it. Zool is an option as well if they just want faster wave clear. Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting a Zarya, but that's gonna be, I mean, in a sense, I mean, it's support and healer, so it's not technically double support if we're splitting hairs here by the Heroes of the Storm categories. Trying to think of the last pick. My brain's so ADD. Like I went from that sentence right there to, hey, what was? Has anyone got a screenshot of the thing that's the snow thing that's happening that everyone's talking about? That's That's where my brain's at today. But Sergeant Hammer is going to round things out for them on the side of Team Happy Cloud. I don't know. I feel like they could get onto the hammer here. Who was it? Like Paradox and I were talking last night, and he was just like, he was saying that Lunar Blaze at level 1 is insane now, because he was just like, because I'd say like most people don't end up finishing it out on average, like where it was at level 4. Like most people don't finish it out, but being at level 1, when you have it from the initial team fight, when everyone's clumping up and grouping up and fighting a lot, I feel like you can like people are really finishing. At least Paradox was saying he's like I'm consistently finishing out my stacks on Tyrande. IDK about the hammer. I'm 50-50 because Blaze does some good protection. Deckard has some zoning tools as well. Well, Blaze will actually probably be in the solo lane. Varian, I will assume, will be in the will be around them. So even then, Varian with taunt is still a good way to kind of lock someone down. You still have burst coming out, sorta from the Sylvanas and the Sergeant Hammer, and then you just have more CC from the Decker King. We'll have to find out what happens here, because we're into game number 2. On the left-hand side, we've got the members of the gillySharks. We've got Zergy Monster on the Thrall. Common Tristan will be on the Tyrande. Jinxie Cat's going to be on the Joanna. We've got Ryokai on that Phoenix, and Stark on the Zarya. On the right-hand side, we have got the members of Team Happy Cloud trying to close this out in a 2-0 fashion. We've got Delta on the Deckard Cain. OJ Juice going to be on that Sylvanas. Brett Michaels on the Varian. Sweet Buns on that Blaze, and Galaxy Quest is going to be on that hammer. I'll be honest, the hammer skin that came out when they did the whole like heist theme thing, I love this. Like the little eyes on the side that are all cartoony, like it just reminds me. It reminds me of like Animaniacs and stuff like that, which I don't think that's what they were going for, but it just I love it so much. It's just little things like that are really, really cool in this, and then how she pops out of the top, and even her model itself has changed. But that is the Lunar Blaze at level 1 that I was talking about. The big thing that like even Paradox and I were like, yeah, you don't really pick this for the damage increase. While that is really nice, the 30% range increase is the big factor that really allows you to be able to kind of set the team up for some potential dives or even just advantages within team fights. But go Sharks. Tetcher, please. No, I'm just kidding. Butt spot, please. Hammer to Tyrande, LOL. That's true as well, yeah. Jayhow had snow in a game on an earlier stream. You seen it in some? Okay, I haven't seen it, and because I am caster, I don't play until like Sundays, which even then is up in the air. So I rarely get to actually play this game and witness the things that are happening within the Nexus. Hey, Blizz developers, I know you're watching. Every single one of you watches this. Can you put the custom things like Deathwing, like secrets, and like the upcoming new hero secrets like in the custom games too? Because when they did Dark Nexus, they changed all of the custom game lobby backgrounds and everything to be like Dark Nexus themed. That'd be a trip if actually Blizz developers actually watched me cast. Zergy Monster and Brett Michaels, though, will be still in top lane. 1v1ing, as we also do have Ryokai and Common Tristan grabbing the camp on the bottom left, or excuse me, left-hand side. We've got a camp on the right slowly being worked out. They could sniff this out, but what they're going to do is they're going to sniff out the camp down here. There was a zoning scroll of sealing from Deckard Cain. They're going to throw out some potions. Tyrande does have the Lunar Flare onto them. Ryokai still getting consistent damage into them. They did go into Arsenal Synergy at level 1, so they do have that burst, but the healing from Deckard Cain's going to be a little bit too much as they try and blink up, but they're going to be rooted by the scroll of sealing. They're also going to be hit with the Haraja Cube. Everyone's sitting on this point right now, but Tyrande, not Lunara, is just like, I gotta get out of here. I can't heal you as much as the Deckard Cain can, especially, well, I was gonna say especially with Ruby, but they actually didn't even have Ruby during all of that. My mistake. I thought they did. I've heard that the snow can appear in try mode. It may work in customs, just not 100% chance. I honestly don't remember any of the like when Deathwing was coming out, I don't remember any of the maps turning like that red that would turn when Deathwing would kind of be up and above, like when they were doing the teasers for that. So that's the only reason I was rambling about it. But it could be in customs. I haven't seen any. I've been in 5 custom games since 6 custom games since yesterday's patch. So I don't know what the average rate on those things are, but. Stark just gonna be able to get out of here with the help of Jinxie Cat. Lunar Flare won't connect. First objective phase is gonna be up and available here in the mid lane. Will be Mortar Punisher. Zarya actually gonna be going into defensive shielding at level 4, which is something I don't feel like I see very many Zaryas going into. Hold on, that's gonna be Haraja Cube coming out. Scroll Ceiling as well. Jet Propulsion from the Blaze. Taunt from the Varian. They're gonna be looking at Stark, but they pop the self bubble. as Ryokai is getting sustained damage into sweep ones this entire time, and the thing is they're building up that arsenal synergy. 1, 2, 3. Oh, jet propulsion from the Blaze. There's a scroll ceiling. It's a lot of damage onto the Phoenix, and they're gonna go down. But Thrall finds a huge route through a couple members right there. Unfortunately, they're not able to find a kill, and Jinxie Cat is on an island stepping in, thinking. I think they might have thought they were gonna step in with the rest of the team when they had that massive route, but didn't connect right there. And that will just be some poke onto the shrine, but this should be first objective over to the side of Team Happy Cloud. Someone said it's a 5% chance, so 1 in 20, but no clue if it's accurate. Okay. They hotfixed a few hours ago, from what it sounds like. Oh no. So no more blizzards? The snow was bugging minions. Hazu was playing. I wonder. Okay. So it's either one of two things. And I'm sorry, we're a little tangent heavy tonight. It was either one of two things. Yesterday during CCL, there was an earthquake that was a couple hundred miles from where I live. And Paradox was thinking that actually was the reason, because I was asking him on stream. I was like, I'm getting some weird lag spikes consistently in these custom games, but just at the beginning. And I wonder if maybe it was the earthquake, maybe it was the snow effect in the custom games. It wasn't actually being used, but it was still just messing things up and just taking up data or memory. I don't know. Here's the Storm is a beast of game. But that will be Sergeant Hammer going down. gillySharks will find that kill. Will OJ Juice be able to get enough healing? Arsenal synergy value right there, but they will not find the pop onto them. Meanwhile, back into top lane, we do have Brett Michaels versus Zergy Monster. During this time, it's a good point to kind of look at some of the other numbers, the healing, experience, and damage thus far into this game. Next objective will be top lane. It will be a Frozen Punisher. We do see that Echo the Elements was just finished out by Zergy Monster in that top lane, so they're going to have that extra charge on their Lightning Rod. Not their Lightning Rod bonus damage, that's Falstad. On their Chain Lightning. I like how Stark is just going to poke at this here and there, so they're going to try and get the Impaler to be able to target that mid lane well, and that lane sustain is now removed. Unfortunately, that's not the next lane for the Punisher, but still, lane sustain being removed is a big win for the gillySharks here, as it is 8 to 8 in levels. The frozen minion thing, the snow should be still there, huh? I don't know. I think it was either one of those two things yesterday. I think that there was some sort of weirdness happening with the patch, and it was causing, at least for me, massive lag spikes. But that also just could have been, I don't know, it could have been too hot in here. Things, computers getting a little old, maybe. Who knows? 10s are about to roll through, and we already have, we already know there's Taunt Varian. We can see what they're going to go, whether it's going to be Warbringer or, I don't remember what the protection talent is at level. Shield Wall, I believe it actually is. Jet Propulsion from Blaze. Oh my god, Sylvanas just marked Ryokai for so much damage with that Haunting Wave. She did go Might of the Banshee, Festering Wounds at level 7, and that just got that triple stack immediately. Oh my god. Rio's health existed, then didn't. What is it's 1,689, so it's still not, I think, that's the lowest in this game? Deckard might, no. Deckard Kane legit has more health. Poor Protoss. Yeah, Tyrande. Expulsion Zone to keep Galaxy Quest away. They're honestly just targeting onto the Sergeant Hammer consistently, but there's gonna be a great stale while on listen. I think it was interrupted. BFG comes out from Sergeant Hammer as well. There's a fight in this corridor. It's a great taunt out from Varian. They're gonna find the Phoenix. I think Blessed Shield was just ripped as they're trying to, no, it's way too long of a cooldown. Blessed Shield wasn't used right there, but they're gonna just try and get out of here. Jinxie Cat is just trying to pull and slow and do as much as they can. Unfortunately, they're gonna lose 2. They'll rotate into top lane as objective is 19 seconds out. Everyone will be back up for this, but they're going to lose their camp during all of that in the top left of the map. There we go. Don't beat around the bush. It was Spectrum. It's always Spectrum. No, because the thing is, I tested my internet beforehand because I was having some weird moments. I was having some weird stuff, so I tested all my internet. It was all fine. Like, I had no issues, at least broadcast-wise, but maybe my downspeed was jacked up or something. Who knows? Second objective of the game will be out, and it's going to be a Frozen Punisher. Members of the gillyShark are all back up 5v5. Team Happy Cloud has the Varian rotating in as well, but they're going to step in onto this. They see that they're backing out, so I think, oh wait, Expulsion Zone onto Galaxy Quest, who's very far from their team. Blaze doing a great job of splitting them. Ryokai is going to get picked off. They're going to find that BFG value. Stark very low. A lot of the members are marked up by that Blaze. As you can see, Kaimo Tripson so very low. They drop the bunker for some extra damage, but Jinxie Cat does have the Iron Skin available, and they'll be able to just back off with that. Bunker expires. Phoenix up in 6 seconds. Only 8 skeletal defenders thus far in favor for Team Happy Cloud. I'm going to go ahead and pull away the talents really quickly just so we can see a little bit more of the screen. Ryokai is back in, going to be coming in from the Hall Storms, but seems like based on the minimap, a lot of the gillySharks are just going to rotate into mid lane and they're just going to be looking for experience, maybe trying to close that gap. And see, because like Phoenix is already down in bottom lane. They don't know this on the side of Team Happy Cloud, but still. Phoenix getting popped. 1,826 health. Not the big, I mean, obviously you got some shielding there as well. So it's, I mean, just raw health in general. It's technically, it's 3,000, but still, I mean, the baseline health itself is just very low. Ooh, hold on, the massive flank coming out from them. I did not get into the vision in time. Explosion Zone's gonna be coming out. Stairwell and Listen will be there as well. That's gonna be a Punisher jumping backwards into this team. Earthquake from the Thrall, Brett Michaels. A lot of members gonna get dotted up with the Purification Salvo as they don't find a kill into that one. OJ Juice gets the Banshees backwards. They're gonna continue to chase into this. That's gonna be the Starfall out from the Tyrande. They find the kill onto one. Can Brett Michaels get picked off as well? They do find that kill, but Punisher still pushing in through top lane. Does have a lot of health, but they managed to pick off 2, pulling their experience back up on the side of gillyShark, and this will be evened out a little bit, and they only lose the front gate. I think they actually might save their well up here as well. Shattering throw. Rio keeps getting caught on the edge of Deckard's root for most of his death. It honestly, yeah, I have seen that as well. It's like one toe of Phoenix is getting caught by the staywall. And listen, like in top lane when there was a staywall, like Phoenix got caught like right there. There was a fight in over this objective and Phoenix got caught like right there. Like it was just, it's every time it's just like, it's like one of the tendrils, I'm not sure. One of the legs of Phoenix gets caught by that Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas will connect onto a few. There's an Explosion Zone to kind of force them back. They're in a bit of an awkward spot. Staywall and Listen comes out. Phoenix ends up going down. There's going to be the Wisp out, the Sentinel from Tyrande, but still, they're going to lose 2. Camp was cleared out. They do get this on the side of gillySharks, but they're going to give over 2 kills right there. Next objective will be bottom. Third one of the game will be Arcane Punisher, and they're going to look to open up bottom lane further on the side of Team Happy Cloud. Poor Phoenix needs his toes nerfed. Yeah, smaller models for those toesies for Phoenix. Phoenix feet. Oh god, the mental image of that is just terrifying. Bottom lane fork goes down. Jinxie Cat gonna be pushing up top lane. We got Varian pushing out through mid. They're actually gonna try and collapse and maybe make something happen with this Varian. Thrall, they sidestepped that Frostwolf. That was really well played by Brett Michaels. Little poke into the bush. Jinxie Cat did Hearth back. They just pushed up the top lane right into the front gate. Might have been like, that might have been the play just to kind of make the Varian think that they were safe. Like, oh, cool, the tank's in top lane. There's no way they're gonna show up, and then they did into mid. And they're like, oh wait, hold on. Not the fight that I want, but I think Varian was showing in top, so they're now gonna try and make an invade onto this camp happen. Oh, I messed up the vision there. I was trying to just show. So they see Jinxie Cat, yeah, getting chased around by those spiders, and they're going to anchor in the bush right there. Haunting way forward from Sylvanas, just marking them. They do see that the camp was grabbed, but they're not going to go for anything further than that. I just want to hold on to their vision for just a second, too. We haven't gotten 16s just yet, so I just want to see what they're seeing, how they're kind of setting this all up, because gillyShark not showing anywhere on the map, not even clearing out bottom lane. Thrall does pop into top lane, and they're going to go ahead and grab their own camp on the left-hand side. Show Phoenix. Oh my god, Tetcher. I go to take a sip of tea and I think there's a fight. No, okay. Phew. I went to go take a sip of tea and I was like, oh no, a fight's gonna take place. Camp in bottom lane is still pushing. This has not been addressed. Okay, they're gonna go down here and deal with it though. Okay. I was waiting, I was like, this is, they're losing a little bit on the front gate, but it's not awful. It's still just going to be losing a little bit out right there as the objective is here. We do see the gillySharks already in place, ready to take this. The Wisp goes out. Excuse me, the Sentinel goes out. They did scout them out through that. I think actually, do they still have the vision? Yeah. Oh, no, wrong vision. There we go. So they don't see him, but Sweet Buns, Jinxie does see this happening. Gonna anchor in the far side of this, making sure that they catch anyone coming in, but there's a lot of damage onto them. Expulsion Zone will force them back. Decker Kane gets some floor juice out with the Ruby value. They're halfway through this. Jinxie Cat unfortunately was not able to make it out of there. Not able to get any shielding or healing, so they're just going to have to back off with no tank for the next 38 seconds. They either have to make a Hail Mary play and go in on this, or they just have to eat a Punisher through bottom lane. I don't know what the game plan is here for gillySharks. What do they want to go for here? They got some tools. They could go Earth, you know, they've got the Earthquake and the Salvo. Will that be enough? Stark is going to get taunted. They're going to have Jet Propulsion forward. Everything is onto them. They're going to go ahead and self-cleanse as well. Earthquake from the Thrall. Phoenix is holding, waiting for them to all get hit with that. Or no, they're not even going to use the Purification Salvo. They're just going to let the Earthquake Thrall go. 35 out of the 40 Skeletal Defenders needed on the side of Team Happy Cloud, so they're going to have to forfeit this, and that will be another Punisher in favor for Team Happy Cloud, as gillyShark will just clear out mid lane, keep that experience close, and defend in bottom lane. Let's go ahead and cycle through the other numbers, get an idea of what those look like, as we haven't had a chance to look at those since about level 8-ish, so it's been about 10-ish levels. Just see what the damage experience and healing looks like into our game here. What kind of tea? English tea time, I think is what it's called. It's black tea. And I think the box says English tea time on it. I don't know. Earl Grey was making my stomach hurt. Starfall coming out from the Tyrande. They're trying to zone them back. Sylvanas did lock down the tower, so there's no damage going on to them. They're going to try and bait this over towards mid lane to a healthier keep. Doesn't look like the Punisher's going to stick to that, so they're going to have to just work on this Expulsion Zone to force sweep buns into this. They're going to Jet Propulsion away. I think, did Wailing Arrow just go out? No, okay. I thought I saw Wailing Arrow go out, but no, that's not the case. The Punisher jumps backwards. Core going to get some damage, but they will only lose the keep in bottom lane. Camp and Mid is now just arriving, so they can deal with this on the side of gillyShark. Shattering Throw versus Zarya, Joanna, Phoenix is so much value. Very much so. That was actually at 13. I was hovering over that for a little bit. We can look at that in just a second as well, because I don't know the specifics of it. I know roughly what it does, but I don't know the exact specifics of Shattering Throw. You know, caster things. Jet Propulsion forward. Zarya taking a lot of damage. There's a Stay While and Listen. Oh, OJ Juice low as well. Everyone's still asleep. Zarya tries to get out. Purification Salvo will be interrupted. That's a 10-second cooldown to that one. Expulsion Zone just to get them out of there, as there's a Wailing Arrow. Jinxie Cat trying to get out alive. There's a Root, I think, that went onto Rio, who does blink out away. There's a... Oh, the Jet Propulsion narrowly missing, but they all... Oh, wow, they actually find that damage. They find that kill. I thought that they actually had the stun and everything they needed. Banshee's forward. Shielding onto Kaimo, who's going to just take this rotation, be able to get away from the enemy team. I was worried that someone was going to be able to step onto them, because that was such an aggressive rotation into their side. Usually teams take the longer rotation, but I think they wanted to be here for the Starfall, for the zone potential with that, and also to be stacked up with their team. A lot of damage onto Jinxie Cat, who will be able to use the Iron Skin and get out of there. There you go. You know, just a casual, like, 3k bonus damage to their shields. And, you know, casual passive value as well. Like, I honestly think Varian is a fairly undervalued hero. Like, he's got a lot in his kit that can be useful. Obviously, it's you know, he is categorized as a bruiser, but, like, I don't know. I feel like in many situations he can be really, really strong. Blaze level 7 value. Is that what I was actually seeing with the marks as well? There was something that was actually marking heroes. I don't remember what it was. I saw him marking them. Maybe it was this. Yeah, maybe it was that. I don't know. I saw them, like, they had some ticks on people's heads when we were on the Blaze Vision. For anyone that might have missed some of the stats, you can go ahead and here you can see tanking, healing. These are all the general stats you have. Just to leave this up if anyone might have missed it, because we did cycle through everything, and we haven't had a talent in a little bit, so I just want to be able to show all the information before we get into 20s and what could be a game-ending Punisher. We're 17 minutes in. I love that I picked up my tea and I just put it back down. I started making a new point. I was like, you know what? We don't have to drink tea at this moment. So you can see right there, that's going to be Vision from Kaimo Tripson, so they do know that they're on this camp on the right-hand side. They're going to grab their own over here as they're going to be safe. They also don't have 20 talent here just yet, so they need to be a little cautious here. But objective, top lane. Once again, Mortar Punisher. I believe, if the caster math serves me correct, this is 4th Punisher of the game. But I feel like as I say that, I'm very wrong. What up, E-Bagatron? Dear Lord. Level 4, thank you, creepers. Alrighty, we're gonna pull back talents because 20s are here. They're gonna step in. There's an explosion zone from Zarya. Stay a while and listen. A lot of members are rooted in silence. I believe that's also going to be the Respect the Elderly for that silence purification salvo connecting onto just about everyone. Actually, excuse me, 3 members. They're gonna blink out of that one, but they kind of tickle them with that. Kaimo Tripson getting chased here. Stark is gonna get the self shield. Banshee's forward from Sylvanas. We still have Blaze chasing Ryokai over here. And top lane fort goes down. Objective, excuse me, not objective. Camp pushing in through top lane. Sylvanas is Might of the Banshee Queen from level 4, so she technically could have stayed with this and kind of played to the side because they did have 2 dead, and I think they can actually see them down in bottom lane. Oh no, they might have. They were just clearing a wave, so yeah, they can see them down here. Sylvanas could have pushed up with the Might of the Banshee Queen just for a little bit more pressure, but either way, they're gonna grab Mortar Punisher. They're gonna meet this camp here. This is also the other reason too, is so that way the camp doesn't actually get taken out by that. But do they go for the? No, they're not going to go for that camp over there. Bottom lane fort goes down. Joanna up in 12 seconds. Thrall up in 7. Sylvanas will be able to lock down the tower right there. And this is what I was talking about in draft. Like, Sylvanas is quite terrifying, especially when you're on the push potential side of this map when you have the objective. We're gonna pull away talents as that's gonna be a huge BFG coming through. Earthquake from the Thrall as well. I believe that's Earth and Shields from level 20 as there's a bunker that was immediately taken out. The keep goes down as well from top lane. Punisher should have a jump in a second. They should be wary of the grouping of them as 3 members are gonna get hit with that, but Zarya does build up some energy from that as well as they did get some shielding out. Kaimo Tripson tanking a lot of damage from those molten shots. They need to be wary of that. Sylvanas will find the damage onto them. Gonna get some self-healing. Phoenix does go down on the right-hand side of our screen as the Punisher does jump once more. Will go down. Jinxie Cat so very low. I don't think she doesn't have. She actually went Radiating Faith as Blaze finds the last little bit of damage. They're going to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kills, and that'll be game number 2 over to the side of Team Happy Cloud to take the series in a 2-0 fashion. GG. Well played. Ew, Nightbot is leaking memory everywhere! Exclamation point share. Hero ShareBot, please. Hero ShareBot, please. Sorry, I keep hearing a noise outside, and I think there's a bear climbing the fence, and I can't tell. All right, let's go ahead and jump into lobby 1. Get back to the stats real quick. Show you all those before we jump into our interview with one of the winning players. Alrighty. And at this time, we'll be joined by Brett Michaels. Congratulations on your 2-0 victory. How you feeling?
Dude, pretty good. That was a good series. Shirts were off in that one, so. Taking a look. Are you taking some notes from Mr. CPX himself? Dude, yeah, I get the CPX no shirt and Porky sunglasses.
Yes, the infamous C Porky X. I don't know. Anyways, let's get into this. Let's talk about this a little bit here. So we went to Alterac Pass for game number 1. They pull out this main tank Uther with Zool and all of that. It didn't seem like you were really afraid of the Zool whatsoever. Can you talk about that reasoning? Because I was actually quite curious. A lot of teams are banning Zool out. Why do you not really see them as a threat?
I don't know. I mean, like, to us, I feel like we've kind of, I think the last few rounds of nerfs to Zool has kind of kept him in check a little bit more, and he doesn't feel as oppressive. And like, I guess, having a big unstoppable dragon is a pretty good thing if you're running like this, really hard CC main tank Uther, main tank Zool thing. So yeah, I mean, we had some strategies to kind of deal with that. Yeah, I think the draft went well in our favor on that one, or at least we learned how to play around it.
Yeah, no, I mean, you back and forth really well on that map, but I would say the majority of the team fights went over in your favor, much like this Infernal Shrines game as well. It was really, really hard to kill your team, especially post 4 with Decker Kane with Ruby. Thoughts on Decker Kane currently? Because me personally, he's busted to the moon.
I thought Ruby was like a good talent, like, you know, before it was
Yeah.
nerfed, and no one was taking it. I was like, this sounds sick, and then it got buffed, and now it's just like in the stratosphere. It's just, I think it's so good.
Yeah, it's dumb that you can use it every Haragic cube. You should not be able to use it every Haragic cube. Like it's basically it's a 10-second cooldown, and Haragic cube's 12 with no CD affection. So that's like, yeah, that's got. I personally think it's got to change. He's so strong with that. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, he also just brings like a lot of lockdown too. Like when you're playing with like a Blaze and
bursting decadence
cool.
and withheld.
I think he really punishes like heavy clumps, which is what that first team was trying to, that first comp theirs was trying to do.
If sweetness can win,
so yeah,
and it can.
I like he's just so wildly strong, and I absolutely love him myself right now. But we're getting into the later half of NGS season number 9, right? Oh my God, season number 9.
Crazy.
Any teams that you're excited, worried to go up against in the last few weeks?
Let's see. I think we honestly like Beast Coast was we got that out of the way early. Sky 5 I think was recent. gillyShark's a good team. I mean, obviously, and we were stoked to kind of go up against them later in the season, which is pretty good. We had a lot of role swaps actually early in the season, and I think that where we kind of stand now is kind of where we're going to keep everybody. I think it's helped solidify and made things a lot easier on like drafting, and really kind of put like a nice synergy for the team.
No, I mean, your team looked like it was on point. Everyone was kind of knew where to be. And I say this about a lot of teams, but like, at least from a casting perspective, like when teams aren't like doubling back and being like, oh, like you start to rotate to top, but then you all turn around and go into a different lane. Like it was none of that. It was just like, we're going to go here, we're going to do this, and now we're going to do that. Like, I said it for game number 2, and I'll say it again. Picking Sylvanas and just winning the objective itself just had so much push potential. But then you had the AoE pressure of Sergeant Hammer. That's just absolutely wild. Is this kind of a wild card pick for you, or you've got this hammer and you're kind of in your pocket as well?
No comment.
Okay, all right.
No, I mean, like Hammer's a good hero. If they don't have anything to play around it, and it's a nice pocket pick, then like, yeah,
understandable.
So we have it in our arsenal. And some other, little tricks and stuff like that.
Well,
as we've learned.
It was a really fun game. Congratulations on your 2-0 victory. Before I let you run out of here, are there any shouts that you'd like to give? The floor is all yours, my friend.
Thanks, Mom. I mean, first of all, shout out to you, man. Killing the casting and everything. We really appreciate it. Shout out to gillyShark. They played a great series. Super fun. Would love to scrim you guys sometime if you guys are into it. And then shout out to the rest of the team. Happy Cloud Squad, Delta, Galaxy, OJ, and Sweet Buns.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. Congratulations on your 2-0 victory. I'll see you all further down in Season 9 of NGS. You have a great night.